Okay, everybody, I'm going to commence. Thank you to all of you for joining us on this lovely Wednesday afternoon. If you're anywhere near I am, it'd be pouring with rain, so I'm glad we're all inside. Can I take this opportunity to welcome you to the Langley College presentation? The topic this afternoon we're going to look at is construction, motor vehicle and engineering. And I'm delighted to be joined by my two heads of department. That's Graham Hyatt and Laurence Rowe. My name is Kevin McCook and I'm the director of Langley, and so construction, motor vehicle and engineering is within my areas. So what we're going to do is just go through a short PowerPoint, raise some topics, and then you'll be able to at the end ask my colleagues questions. So that will be Laurence or Graham, more specific questions, and I'm sure they'll be able to handle those this afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to commence. Welcome, and I'm really pleased. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you all soon, hopefully, when you get to enrol. Okay, so let me just start my presentation. Okay, so why would you come to Langley College? Well, we're really conveniently located right next to Langley Station. Lots of tube links, so we're easily to pass. But also, you know, there are so many different other reasons why you would come, and you can see some of them named down there. Two of them I'd like to talk to you. State-of-the-art facilities with industry standard equipment. We're very fortunate with the workshops we have and the space we have. I think if I was to think of all the colleges I've been in the country, we probably have the most space, extensive materials and resources that I've ever seen. So for that alone, it's really worth attending the college because you would benefit from being part of that. The other reason for me is that you will gain, whilst at Langley College, if you're successful, industry recognized qualifications that genuinely will be able to help you get into the workplace and start to forge a career within that workplace. And whether you choose to come as a carpenter or a mechanic or an electrician or an engineer, this I believe is the right place for you to come and study. Please note there are obviously other parts there of exceptional teaching from industry experts. You can see we have a tailored student support, you know, and an example of that is, you know, anybody, you know, we've supported learners who may need a bursary or learners to get a uniform. So we are quite strong in terms of supporting people and helping them. So we look forward to you, hopefully, choosing Langley College as your choice of destination. So you remember I mentioned the state-of-the-art facilities. You can see three of our learners there working. That's Mary in painting and decorating. I can't remember the name of the other two gentlemen, but they're obviously within our workshops. You know, so in terms of our workshops, of course, we have carpentry workshops. You can see that forms of bricklaying, which we also do multi-skills at. We have a number of plumbing workshops, a number of electrical installation, and of course, painting and decorating, which is shown down on the bottom right. Within motor vehicle, I think we have the most comprehensive set of workshops I've ever seen. Exceptional amounts of space, potentially 4 to 5 workshops for you to work in different areas. So we're very sport. And then in engineering, whether it's something as whether you want to do, you know, 3D lasers or whether it's welding, we have remarkably well-resourced workshops. Many of them are in new elements of the building, so they're in new spaces, lots of space, very safe, warm, caring environment, and therefore we would welcome you to, you know, come along and see us when the first opportunity, when we reopen, and sign up for an interview, and we'd love to see you coming along, and then you get a chance to see what it looks like. You'll also note that I mentioned, obviously, the motor vehicle and engineering, and I've shown you some examples there. We are fortunate that, as I said earlier, we have some of the best workshops going, and that enables us to, you know, help you to get the best teaching or the best learning you can have while you're there. So it's not just about coming to college to do a course. You are in, you know, very modern, very well equipped, well resourced areas that, you know, would really benefit from. So please come along and have a look. Right, in addition, obviously, the college is mostly in a building. I think you can see the screen behind me where it's showing the college. You can see there 3 areas, all it looks like brand new, and it is nearly brand new. We're very fortunate that we've got great resourced classrooms and learning spaces, lots of space for people move around. It's not claustrophobic at all. You know, you can, if you think of COVID currently, you could get 2 meters all day long. So, you know, we're very lucky in terms of the space we've got, and we actively encourage learners to utilize that space, which they do. And therefore, so, you know, it's not only about while you're on your course, but when you're outside of your course, whether you're on lunch or on a break or just studying in the library or the learning resource centre, as we sometimes call it, down on the bottom right, plenty of space, plenty of PCs and opportunities. So, you know, we would really welcome you to come and have a look. And obviously with everything opening on March the 8th, sorry, you know, as we proceed closer to September, there will be opportunities, I'm sure, for you to come along and see what we've got. Okay, so the courses we offer, right, well, that's quite a long list, as you can see. The top 2 rows predominantly are all our construction courses. You can see we've got a level 1 multi-trades there. We actually offer that at level 2 also. Levels 1 and 2 in carpentry and joinery, same in electrical, plumbing, and painting and decorating. And then when you look to the right, you'll see under construction we have electrical installation, painting, plumbing, engineering, and motor vehicle, which is repeated twice there. So effectively what that's really telling you is we have the courses ranging from level 1 to level 3 in any chosen areas along that. You'll note that bricklaying is missing. Unfortunately, we haven't had much demand in that, so that's why you can't see that. But, you know, there is still plenty other courses you can join. I mean, we've even got level 2 at engineering and level 1. So, you know, there's a host of courses you could be doing. And you'll see at the bottom there, we have a wide range of apprenticeships. So if you wanted an apprenticeship in carpentry, that's possible. Painting and decorating, engineering, motor vehicle. We likewise offer that. Most of our learners who come on that come 1 day a week and spend the rest of the time in the workplace. So we have a different set of people coming all the time, and would of course duly welcome you. Okay, so what does it look like if you come to Langley College? So normally you'll say, I want to be an electrician, for example, and you want to do this course. Well, what you will get whilst on that course, as you can see my diagram there, the study program, the main qualification element is where you do your electrical installation. But to support that, we offer you these 4 other elements that go to making the whole study program, and that includes obviously English and maths if you need help with that. Some people have obviously passed that at a high enough level at GCSE, so they don't. You'll also have course studies where you'll work with our personal tutors in terms of helping you understand British values. They'll also, you know, support you trying to find work if that's the case. You'll also have tutorials with them. And then on the top left, you can see work placement and employability skills. Now that's been really tough this last year. Come September, we're back on our game with that and able to offer them as the country opens up. And we think that's a chance for you to, you know, gain some real important experience to complement your course and its study. And ironically, I segue perfectly into a picture of us at Pinewood Studios. Pinewood Studios is all of 10 minutes from our front door. It's very key for you to complete that work placement, and it has been in places varying from Pinewood Studio, could be at Heathrow, right up to a local boot store, you know. So there is lots of different examples. You'll see there that work experience also includes working on employer projects, working on events. So, you know, that's all available within our programs of study. So we're really keen, and we've got a set of workplace coordinators who can help you. So I'm just thinking that if you're in motor vehicle, you might meet one specific person, but it would be a different person in engineering. So in motor vehicle, it's Marianne is her name currently. So you get to meet all of those. Okay, good. So support. In addition to doing your course, what's really important is you might struggle in that course, or you might need some help. We offer a whole host of different things to support that. And that's not only through your teachers, but you get that sometimes through, so you'll see tutorials. Well, if you remember, I mentioned earlier our personal tutors. they're there on call to support you. So within construction, we have Andrea and Hazel, for example, who are really supportive. You know, very pastoral, very understanding of student demands. It's been a very difficult time the last year. So, you know, they're very encouraging and motivational. In addition to that, we offer 2 types of support in terms of learning. So if you're having difficulty with, you know, some of your studies, you might be dyslexic, for example, we can provide support. But also, you remember when I mentioned the uniform earlier, you might need a bursary to support you, so financial support. So you can see that it's not just come and do a course in motor vehicle and that's it. You get all of these other elements thrown in, you know, and as you can see, there are opportunities for well-being, careers advice, workshops. You can join in college sport. You know, you can join in the you could become a part of the student union. You could become the president of the student union while at a college. So the world is your oyster once you choose to come and join us on your course. And ironically, as I mentioned, college life, you will see that I've listed a number of things there. One of our most popular, of course, would be our gym, but it doesn't stop there. You know, there are lots of other things you can get involved in where you've got setting up a club or a society. Some of the sports activities we offer. You can see the 2 people in the picture there. They're both student ambassadors of ours. So they've joined, you know, so you can become the president, vice president, you know, finance, head of finance, but there's a whole host of different things you can access. Now you'll see right at the bottom, 2 things, one the salon and one tutor rep. So the salon, we have a hairdressing and beauty salon. You can access that as a student, you know, get to access some of the treatments they offer there, and likewise as a tutor rep. So you could be on level 1 in carpentry, and that gives you a chance to be the speaker for that course and talk to our other learners on the course, but come and talk to other student reps, become part of the student parliament and contribute. You know, we're very keen to get you involved in that where we can. And in addition to that, you'll see here where we talk about the extension of the courses where you are able to work with employers. We've had people visiting from ISG, Balfour Beatty, Tesla, to name a few, who visited us. And it's not limited to talks, whether it's a site visit. Sometimes we have practical workshops. That's been really difficult in the last year. The climate has been very challenging, and of course we've not been able to offer any of that. But as we move towards 2021 September and moving into that new academic year, we're confident that those chances will come back. And it's only there that you really get a grasp for what am I really signing up for. So as you can see, that young lady there, she signed up for a construction course. It's when you are on that and then you visit site, as that is what they've just done, it really gives you a feel for the sort of work you're signing up for. And all of the stuff that you studied at college, this is a chance to put all that learning into place and utilise that within industry. Okay, so what do we want from you? You know, oh, hello, let's jump in a bit too quick. What do employers and we actually want also? So you'll see there are 6 key things there. I'd like to, the one I'm really keen on is that work ethic. So, you know, that's very much about waking up, getting out of bed, and we all know how hard that is currently in the climate. But, you know, that desire to become involved, be motivated, willingness to learn, willingness to trial stuff. Please take the opportunities to, you know, read this and understand the sort of things it's asking. You know, can you communicate, can you talk, writing, you know, are you organized? You know, I don't know about you, but if you go to bed at night and you don't have your clothes ready for the morning, you know, and then you wake up a bit late, it's like, oh, what am I going to put on? And I've got to have a shower, and, you know, it's not as easy. So the more organized you are, the more useful you know, become, and the less stress your life is. And of course, that's always backed up at the end, you know, with health and safety, ensuring you're safe. So for example, if you were with any of those areas, we would ensure that you were protected. So with protective clothing and health and safety, and that's another key part that you need to understand if you're coming to us at the college. Okay, so expectations. This is the tougher bit. So whether you go on any of our courses, whether you're in a level 3 engineering, level 1 motor vehicle, or a level 2 painting and decorating, these are the sort of things we expect. So attendance and punctuality, 100%. We would want you there at every day, and we want you on time, just like when you're at work. We have a dress code particularly related to PPE, and you know, while you're in the college, you'll be wearing your lanyard, and we expect you to, you know, treat the college very similar to you do to your home. You know, we want you ready to learn and be, you know, engaged and wanting to come and enjoy the course. We understand that that's not the case for everybody, and sometimes people do struggle. But you know what, if you do, you'll remember I've mentioned earlier, you've got personal tutors or people you can talk to who genuinely will help and support you. So, you know, you will fall over or slip or make a mistake, but that's fine. We're happy to help you where we can. Okay, right. I'm going to introduce you to one of my colleagues now. That's Graham. Graham, are you there?
I'm here.
There you go. It's like the Eurovision Song Contest, but in English. Welcome to the presentation, Graham. I realise we've got a study there about Sophie, who studied electrical installation, but and I'll leave that in the background for people to read. But would you like to share with us another example of somebody that you know that could give us a case study?
I think, yeah, I once had a student that did an electrical course, believe it or not, just electrical installations, and tried desperately to get into the automation side of electrics. Now, I'm not talking about motor vehicle. I'm talking about animatronics and things. I think that's what they call it, and robotics. It really got under his skin, and he was able to get an apprenticeship at Legoland, which is not too far from us, just down the road, just sort of the other side of Windsor. And recently there was a TV program all about Legoland, and who should pop up on it but our ex-apprentice or our ex-student become an apprentice, and he works on all of display modelling at Legoland. So he came on to be a site electrician, to learn about pulling wires and wiring houses and factories and stuff. But he got the bug about robotics, and then developed the skills, went off to Legoland, got himself an apprenticeship, and now he works there full-time, passed his apprenticeship, and he works there, helps on design and also the wiring up and the making work all of the fantastic models that they have down at Legoland. So don't think just because you're going to be an electrician, it means you're just going to be putting plugs on and wiring sockets up. To be an electrician could take you from working in a garden shed to maybe working on the Shard, for instance. So just think on those. Any construction job, don't limit your thought pattern to just houses. Okay, I've been in the industry for many years, and it's taken me from famous people's houses to some of the greatest, you know, retailers, Marks and Spencers and people like that. I know you wouldn't necessarily think they're great, but these are the flagship retailers in our country. To some of the royal apartments, I've worked at Windsor Castle, and my background was heating and plumbing. When I first became an apprentice in heating and plumbing, I didn't expect to work in those sort of places, but my career has taken me to all sorts of really interesting places, and it's given me lots and lots of experiences. And I can say from the bottom of my heart that throughout my career, I've never had a time when I didn't have any work. And the construction industry at this moment in time is desperate for new people. So by the time you've studied and got your course, your little qualifications under your belt, which allows you to get into apprenticeships and then into full-time employment, you could be earning substantial amounts of money. Pimlico Plumbers recently advertised for their plumbers are on £80,000 a year once qualified. Now that's not to be sniffed at. So again, think about construction not just as a one-off job, not just as boring pulling wires in, but it could lead you anywhere. Same with any of the other trades. If you've got any questions about specific trades, then come back to me after the presentation, but hopefully that's giving you a bit more insight.
Thank you, Graham. And as I move through, you will see I've got two examples here, a motor vehicle One is Dennis, that you can see, and he's with a rather nice Mercedes. Oh, that was a bit exciting, jumping a bit. And also Henrietta. Now, Henrietta has recently opened her own garage, as you can see there. She's become a specialist Range Rover mechanic. So those are the sort of things that can happen at Langley. And I'm now going to introduce you to my colleague, Laurence. Laurence, are you there?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
There you go. I tell you, this is so much better than Eurovision. And Laurence is going to give you an example of a case study in motor vehicle.
Okay, so I've been, like most of us here, we come from the vocation, so we're all technically competent in what we're delivering for you. We have full-time students and apprentice students. We've got a couple of case studies to discuss. Previously, I've had apprentices that have come in 16 years old, starting in a garage, be it on trucks or coaches or cars. Again, try and expand your horizons. You know, the more transport options out there than we can actually think about. And they come in, they do their 3 years, they get their maths and English, then they complete the apprenticeship. And I've now got apprentices that are out in Australia, working in the mines, looking after all the equipment for those mines. And as Graham was saying earlier, the money they're offering is humongous. They can work out there for 3 years and potentially come back and buy a house without a mortgage. The industry is crying out for technicians, motor vehicle technicians, and that can cover light vehicle, small vans, heavy trucks, bus and coach. And then if you take your blinkers off, you can actually take that technology to cruise liners, to ships, to trains. Having that underpinning knowledge is what this is all about. Recently, we had 3 full-time learners that completed their level 1 with us last year. A local employer wanted some apprentices, asked if we had anyone suitable, so we put these 3 learners forward. Those 3 learners are now on a full-time apprenticeship. That garage took them all on. They were that good. So it's about being available to work. And as Kevin said, that work ethic. If you take Henrietta in front of us, she worked really hard for the time she was with us. She was motivated. She wanted to do her trade. She wanted to come to college. And now she's opened her own garage. What better way could she be? She's self-sufficient, hopefully, for the rest of her life going forward. But as I say, please think about where the industry is going as well. It's going into electronics and electrics. We've got to start to specialise. Langley College is well placed to start delivering now for the future. Motor vehicle has all of the equipment for the electrics and electronics. We have hybrid vehicles. So we can start educating you straight away for that now. Back to Kevin, if that's okay.
It is. Thank you, Laurence. Right. So this is the chance where you can now, instead of having to listen to us going on, you've got the chance to ask us some questions. And I'm going to hand those questions over to Graham and Laurence. So my colleague Claire, who you can't see, I think, but is in the background, is going to take questions and she'll give you that chance. So I'll exit out of my presentation. If there's anything you want to ask about the course, anything you want to ask about coming to the college, you want to ask about career opportunities after your course, what your course looks like, what sort of commitment it takes, you know, what have you got to be, what qualifications do you need to come on the course, for example, quals on entry, doesn't matter. Whatever the question, we are ready to take your questions now.
Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me correctly?
Yeah, thank you,
cool.
Claire.
Yeah, great. No, just one question, actually, it might be worth elaborating a little bit more on. When the grades, our GCSE grades come through in the summer, would you know, what happens if students don't get their grades that they were hoping for? And, you know, what are the options perhaps of working their way up between the courses? Are you maybe allowed to elaborate on that? Just to kind of reassure, you know, if they apply for level 3, they don't get the grades. Is that it?
No. If you don't get the grades, that's not a reason not to come to us, in my mind. What you need to do then is to come and see us, and then, we can discuss that through, with you. It might be, yeah, you're right, you might be aiming for a level 3, but have to go on to a level 2. We would support you in that. Or it might be that you can join a level 3, but you need to study your English and maths, for example. So we are very flexible to people when they find, that they haven't got the exams that they had thought they would get. So that we don't see that as an issue. We just, we can't guarantee you're going to go on exactly the same course, but we will put you in a good place so you are ready to join that.
Kevin, can I just add to that? Just to say that most vocational courses will all start at a very, very basic place. So whether it's level 1 or level 3 that you are joining, there is an expectation that you will understand the basics of. Okay, so very often your academic qualification might get you to go straight in at level 2 or straight at level 3, but actually during the interview process, your experience may tend to put you on a different course, and we'll discuss that with you at length during the interview process. So please don't get hung up on the levels. If you're coming into a vocational qualification, let's say for carpentry, if you came straight at level 3, then you would be expected to be able to work on cabinetry and door hanging and things like that. If you've never done a level 1 or a level 2, you won't know how to do that. So if you understand where I'm coming from, your academic qualification may put you on a higher level, but you may need to start at a slightly lower level in order to gain the technical skills to be able to progress. So don't be put off by what course you're put on when you come to college. Thanks, Kevin.
To back that
Any
up,
more, Claire?
Oh, I know, Laurence, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I'm just backing up what Graham was saying. Likewise, in motor vehicle and engineering, we make sure you come onto the right level of course to suit your ability. We're not going to put you into a course where we don't think you'll achieve. If you've got no industry background in engineering or motor vehicle, it's for us to give you those underpinning knowledge and skills so you can progress through the levels.
Great, thank you. Graham, you mentioned, and this is obviously not focused at yourself, but you mentioned about the interviews. Are you able to just elaborate how the interview process works and what are you looking for when students come for an interview?
I think the thing about an interview is you have to bear in mind that once you've left school and you're coming into college, you're not continuing on in your school education as such. Okay, you're coming into college, and college is really is the next step to your employment. So when you come to college, there's an expectation that you will show the signs or you'll display those attitudes and behaviors that are going to get you into employment. Now, it may be you're coming directly from school and you're not used to all of that, but we're there to assist in the training, not just of your vocation or your maths and your English, but also your employability skills. So part of the interview process is actually the very first step of your employability skills. So when you come to an interview, now I'm sure at the moment we're still doing all our interviews online, and they're either by Zoom or something similar, or telephone interviews. What we would expect to hear you talk about is what you want to do with yourself in your career, rather than what qualification you want to go on. So your interview, your very first interview, will be based around that. We'll be asking you obviously about your academic qualification, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, but we'll also be asking you about your work experience. Have you had any work experience? Not necessarily in the trade or whatever it is you're coming to go to college on, but have you had a Saturday job? Have you worked in the local newsagents? Have you done this? So it gives us an idea that you are going to be work ready. Remember, college is about getting you ready for employment and not just about giving you qualifications to put on your wall at home. Okay, so the interview process is based around that. It's informal. We'll be asking you about your qualifications and about your work ethic and about what you want to do in the future. I hope that's helpful.
Yes, no, thank you very much. Talking about the college day, say lessons start at 11. Do students have to be on site for the full day? How does the day work? How does the week work?
Kevin, do you want to answer that one?
How does the day work? Well, a student's day varies. If you were coming as an apprentice, it may start at 8:30 in the morning. If you're coming traditionally like a full-time learner, you would come at 9 o'clock, and the day could take you up till 4 p.m. If you're on a full-time course, it doesn't mean you come to college every day of the week. You might be here 2.5 days a week, up to 3. That would be your chance to gain other work experience. Within that day, if you remember, I mentioned the study program. So what that means is while you're on that study program, you will be, yes, attending your carpentry lessons, but you may also be attending English and maths. And likewise, if you remember the course studies, which is provided, and I mentioned earlier. So the day does vary. You are given time for lunch, of course, and time for tea breaks, which give you ample time to go to those opportunities, open areas, I've said, within the college, and of course to buy your lunch. We've got a full canteen. So yeah, you've got both of those opportunities. But in any one day, you might come for just a half a day, or you may come for a whole day. But you know, expect to be in the college from 9 till 4 p.m. But not normally after that. And at most across 3 days a week. So you wouldn't be at the college every day, for example.
Thanks, Kevin. When do students find out about their timetables?
Okay, so once interviewed and offered a place, that timetable is normally sent to them early September, and then they're provided their whole timetable then. You may, at enrolment or in the interview, sometimes they're able to provide them with the timetable then. That will solely rely on the two gentlemen here with me having written them. That's why they're smiling with big smiles now. So normally we write that timetable before they come, Claire. And when you're enrolling, we'll say, right, you're coming on level 1 motor vehicle. That's on a Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And if you need to do English and maths, that's on Tuesday afternoon and whatever. Yeah. So we would give you that comprehensive timetable, and then that's yours to stick to for the rest of the academic year. What's also really important about that is you are tying to the college for that academic year. You know, it's not good saying, well, that's all right up to Christmas, but then I start a job somewhere else. So we do expect 100% commitment to that course.
Again, I think if I can just jump in there, the whole point of college is to get you work ready. And if you sign up for a course and then leave halfway through, any future employer will see you as a non-starter because they will wonder why you didn't complete. So be really serious about coming to college. Remember, it is your first step to employment. I would, as an employer myself, I would have to question if somebody came to me and they said they were at college, but they'd only been there for 3 months and then given up. It doesn't set a very good precedent. So make sure that when you do sign up, that you are fully signed up. Okay, so college becomes important, all important for that year that you're at the college. Your part-time work, your pocket money or whatever it is you're earning is fine, but it must not interfere with your college. The college is the more important thing for that year. So remember when you're signing up that you are signing up to a course that you are required to attend. If you don't attend 100%, then there's a good chance that you'll fail the course and won't get your qualification. So it's just worth making sure that you're really serious about when you're signing up. Okay.
Great, thank you. I think there's one more question, unless there's any more want to put in the chat box. What are the normal class sizes amongst these types of courses?
tend to run approximately about between 16 and 18 per class. In engineering and motor vehicle, we have sufficient space to be able to accommodate quite large classes and getting very large workshops, but on average about 16 to a class.
Great, thank you. Just wait,
And the
maybe.
teacher's normally in it though, Claire, as well.
I don't think there's any further questions, unless.
Have any of the students got any questions? Any of the people listening?
No, we'll
I
give
think
them
they're all gone quiet. I can see there's somebody called Adam or Dylan or Lynn. Is it Shazni and Subair? Come on, come on, I need you to work my two colleagues a little bit harder and ask them a question. Poor Claire, worn out with those questions.
No, well, I posted a link just to say that, we have another open day booked for the 6th of May.
Okay.
With luck, there might be a chance that it can be an on-site open day.
Please, yes.
Which would be brilliant. But if we can't, obviously we'll have a virtual event. But we're working on some really good, facility videos to show you what it's like on site.
Okay. Somebody just asked a question about level 1, or is that my imagination?
Yeah, someone had asked what are the entry requirements for level 1 motor vehicle.
Okay, Laurence, do you want to tell them what that is?
Yeah, sure. Okay, for level 1 motor vehicle, it's 3 GCSEs at grade 2 or above. Do you want me to type the answer in?
No, it's okay. You've answered. Thank you very much. I mean that's it in terms of questions. If anyone does have any further questions, you can email, of course, our admissions team at admissions@windsorforest.ac.uk, which I'll post in the chat box, and we will email you the recording by the end of the week with some frequently asked questions. So if there's anything last you want to say, Kevin, Graham or Laurence, now's your chance.
No, all I would say is I know you haven't asked any questions and you might be a bit shy at the moment, but do take the chance when you get the chance to come to the college. If we are open in May, it will be wonderful to see you coming in. Obviously that's dependent on government guidance, etc. But sometimes to understand what we offer, you just need to come and visit. I mean, one of the advantages of coming is you get to meet the wonderful three of us, if nothing else. So, my colleagues as well, you've got a really lot of positive, encouraging employees there who would like to help you. So if you can come, please do. Yeah, thank you. Laurence, Graham, anything for you?
No, I'd just like to say thanks for coming along tonight and taking the opportunity to meet us. Hopefully in the near future we can actually meet properly and do a proper tour of the facilities we have at the campus.
Correct.
I would say the same, just be mindful. What I would say before you attend any interview or apply for any course, it's go onto Google and type in working day of a plumber or working day of a motor mechanic or something similar. Do a little bit of research first before you think about a course. Also think about your hobbies and what it is you really like to do, and how can that, think about your own strengths and how that would help you in the industry or the course that you want to come along to. If you are very arty, for instance, but you want to be in construction, then maybe something like carpentry, where you might be able to get involved in a little bit more craft rather than site carpentry, for instance. Just so use your people at your age very often think they don't have any strengths. They don't really know what they want to do. I disagree with that. I think that you've all got strengths, and I think that you've all got a vision of where you want to be and what you want to do. So think about that. Think about the hobbies. Think about the things that you like to do. Think about your strengths, what you are good at, and then do a little bit of research about those industries or those qualifications that you want to be part of. And I wish you all the very best, and hopefully we'll see you at some interviews and then see you all in September. So thanks again for coming along.
Thank you all.
Thank you.